Yep. There you go. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
I look a little crazy in here. I'm trying to see how I
Don't worry
can
about it.
scale
Don't
this
worry.
down a little bit.
I'm looking crazy too. I've been in the house working all day. I said, "Oh shoot, I got an interview in 10 minutes. I had to hurry up and just get
Same.
ready."
Same. I just did the most real quick. So
Hey, we made it happen. That's the
we
best
did.
part.
We did. Well, we did. And welcome to Urban
Thank you.
Bridges, first of all. And thank you for taking the time and for making it happen for sure. My name is Tishelle. I'm going to be the one that's hosting the interview with you. So if you want to introduce yourself a little bit for those who don't know you, um, let us know about yourself.
Yes, I go by the name of DJ Mark the Spot. From New York, but I'm on the West Coast now. I've been out here 20 years. So if you partied in Hollywood within the last 20 years or all the hot spots, you know who I am.
Okay. All right. Let's start with your beginning. Where did
Okay.
you first get into DJing?
You know what? Through my uncles, they DJ and I kind of watched them doing it. And I went off to going to the park, watching the DJs, DJ in the park and put on shows. And that's what caught my interest.
Okay. When did you first start?
Oh, I started back in, ooh, man, that was a minute ago. I can't even remember. It's been a minute. I've been DJing for a while. I'm 41 now. I might have been DJing since I was, honestly, maybe about 12. I'm just going to be real with you. I go back. So I feel like I lived like 3 lives already, if that makes sense.
I hear you. Did Prince ever give you any advice during your time with him? And what was the best part about that time for you?
You know what? He did. I always tell the story when people ask, but it's real. It's none of this is made up or anything. I worked with Prince for 3 years, and when I got a job with him, somebody that was already there, they said, "Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Prince only hired people for about 3 years. He makes it very clear. 3 years, gonna make the best of it. It's gonna be the best 3 years ever." And I'm like, 3 years. I'm like, okay, I'm all right with 1 year. Let's make it through the first year. So, it's the crazy part, what he said to me. Prince said a couple things to me. One day I was there. First of all, the first year I worked for me, did not say a word to me, nothing to me, but hired me for all the gigs. And it was the most confusing thing ever. Never said anything to me until one day I was DJing. I was doing a party for him. And he walked up to me, he tapped me on the shoulder. He said, "Hey, Mark, hey, man, you playing that song a little too fast. I need you to slow it down." And I'm like, "Damn, Prince, but this is a music genius, for him to say that to me." I'm like, all right. That was the first time he spoke to me. After that, I couldn't get him to be quiet again. I'm like,
Look,
that kind of broke the ice, if that makes sense.
Cool. I see your background there, and I see what's going on there. First of all, rest in peace to Nipsey. Tell us about you helping to break West Coast talent like the late great Nipsey and YG.
You know what? Again, these are the guys that came up to me in the club while I was spinning. Introduced themselves to me, and I gave them a chance. A lot of people didn't give them a chance as far as playing their music in the club or even on the radio, to be honest. And I helped give these guys a chance. I played their record to get the reaction from people, and the people loved it. And it was just like it just came together like magically, so they always respected me from that. As soon as we get a record, let's get it to Mark first. And let's see if it's dope, like what he think about it and what he think we can do with it. And I love it. To me, it's great energy. I always tell them, come talk to me. I'll give you my feedback. Most DJs, they'll push you off, or they don't want to help support records, and I never really had that issue. My first time ever meeting Nipsey, was ever since I met him, it's like we became family right off the bat. And from then on, he would call me, "Mark, I got a new record. Mark, I got this," or he'll just text me out of nowhere, "Hey, Mark, I don't want anything. I'm just saying what's up to you." And it's the craziest part is, I have all these text messages, and people did not notice about Nipsey. It was just text like, "Hey, I'm just see how your day going. I don't want anything. Let me how your day. Can I help your day be better? That type of person. Excuse me. I got a big old pit bull downstairs. And I didn't walk him today, so he's a little bit upset. But yeah, back to Nipsey. So that was a great feeling. We bonded a relationship from there, brotherhood, and ever since then, you know, everything, you know, from clothes to, you know, Mark, what do you need? What do you need? You know, and of course it hurt my heart what happened. We all know it hurt the world. But at least people actually got to see the side of Nipsey that they didn't know. They didn't know Nipsey was so close to so many people spiritually, you know, and just period, you know. And people got to see it. They got to find out who Nipsey really was, you know, the things he was doing for the community, you know, and just the type of person he was, you know. So I was happy about that part, you know. So yeah, it's him, YG, same thing with YG. You know, I got pictures of YG. Wouldn't even think it's YG. You know, it was. But at the end of the day, you have to start somewhere. You know, these guys, they started there. They didn't start with West Coast radio. You know, West Coast radio did nothing for West Coast artists, and I'm just being 2,000%. It was West Coast DJs, West Coast club DJs. We are the ones. It's me and it's a bunch of other ones, you know, that helped. It wasn't just me. It was a lot of us, you know, that helped. But we was all club DJs, you know. That's why he always respected club DJs. I don't know if you've ever known that or you listen to any interviews he's ever done. He respects the club DJ to the max because when he brought his record to the club DJs, they helped him. Radio didn't just say, hey, you know, let me play a YG right now. It was like, wow, who? There was a Nip. What? No, we don't want that type of. So they was already, you know. But after when it broke in the club and everybody's playing and everybody dancing, having fun to it. Of course, the next step is radio. So yeah, I got a trillion of them stories I could sit here and tell you.
I bet your face lights up when you talk about it, and I like it. It's good energy, good vibes. I like that.
Thank you.
How did growing up in the Bronx prepare you for a career in entertainment?
I guess it prepared me, I would say, skills-wise, of course. You know, I didn't, of course, I was new in the business way back then, so I didn't know, you know, really much at all. But I know one thing I had was the skills. I could entertain people, and that was all organically. You know, that was already in me. So all I needed was just the platform to actually do it. And I had several people help me with that. So yeah, coming from the Bronx, yeah, I had the skills. It was like I was born. It was like born inside me for some reason. I discovered it later, but I knew something was there, and it got me to where I'm at now.
All right, cool. Tour life is always said to be pretty exciting. Tell us one or two of your favorite tour moments while you were out with someone.
Let's see. I mean, you know, I had a couple of them, but I can't really remember anything that was too crazy. Like, I mean, we always had fun. You know, I had every tour I've ever been on. We always had a great time. You know, we made it fun. If we had to do things and mess with somebody and take something out their room or you know, this outfit is coming out wetter or something like that, so when they put it on, is that we did little, you know, stupid things like that, you know, kiddie things, but it was fun. Yeah, that's all. So we had to actually make it fun. I never been on a tour which I didn't like because I wouldn't be there. I don't like to be anywhere where it's negative energy or somewhere I'm not comfortable. Yeah, you know. So yeah, we did a million things. I could say all that. I know what they did to me one time. I can tell you this story. I was on tour with Justin Timberlake, and we was in the back, and I had fell asleep. I actually know what I did. My friend Big E, Eric, was one of our security guards, head security guard. Him and Big Dog. I was messing with them one day, right? They used to always know me as, oh, here come Mark, he's about to do something to us. So I was messing with Big Dog, which is like the older security guard. You know, he's that top security guard, and like, you better leave him alone because we gonna get you back. So I was kept messing with him, and I'm laying down in the back, and I'm resting. They all grabbed me, all the security guards. They all grabbed me and threw me inside one of the equipment boxes, locked and started pushing me around. Then they pushed me out on stage. This was rehearsal before the show started. Pushed me out on stage, and I jump up out the box, and what the hell? And Justin's sitting there looking at me like, we must have laughed for about 3 hours straight. It was the funniest thing. Like, they was all performing. All you see is just this thing just come right across. Like, what in the? It was me inside of it, basically. So we did fun things like that to each other.
So if people see it, then they need to know that was you in that box.
They didn't even know. We had to laugh. That was the funniest thing. When I opened it up and Justin, we was rehearsing before the show. Okay. But he stopped and he looked, he's like, what in the?
What was your favorite tour?
I liked all of them. I would say the one that I went the furthest with was with Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, we went a lot of places. Actually, I toured with Tank too. So we went to Dubai. I went to Dubai with Tank, but with Kevin, I went to a bunch of different places. I went to London, Australia. I think that was one of my favorites with Kevin Hart.
Okay, cool. Top Floor Entertainment is your brand. Talk to us a bit about that and your overall goal with it.
Top Floor isn't. It used to be. It was actually my friend's brand, which I brought over here to the West Coast, and I turned it into West Coast Top Floor. What I did use it for when I first came here 20 years ago, so I would say, I was DJing. I also was the promoter, so I was the all-in-one. So I was using that as my booking agency. So I would book different artists for my shows, and that'd be kind of like my outsourced company. So I didn't really brand it as me.
Okay. All right, but cool. It's still a thing. Take notoriety.
Hey.
All right, with being someone who tours as often as you do, and with that being so heavily part of your work, how has the pandemic affected that? And dealing with it personally, what advice do you have for people in the midst of this? What can you speak to this pandemic?
Well, we all know the pandemic stopped everything basically. So yeah, it hurt. It hurt because I'm so used to being out on the road. So that part hurt. I love traveling. I had maybe about 4 million miles, I think, on one airplane alone. I love traveling. So yeah, it stopped a lot. So it did make me miss that. But what it also did, the pandemic made me do, is it woke me up as well too and said, you know what, let's find 7 other ways of making something happen versus one. Some people just say, I know I'm good at DJing, but I didn't know I was good at this else or this else, not knowing that can help you later on in life. So what I had to do was fall back, me and my fiance, we sat down and we made a plan together. And I'm working on a couple different things as far as opening a couple stores and stuff as well too, things like that. And I said to myself, this is something I have to do. How do I decide I want to retire next year? What am I going to do? I got to have a plan. So that's what I've been working on through the pandemic. So I would hopefully hope that everybody else is working on a plan as well too. We all know whatever ways you was making your money before, you might not be making it, or you might not be making nothing from it, or you might not be making as much as you used to be making. So it's like, what other options do I have? So I think the best strategy to do is actually sit down, think it out, plan it out, even if you got to write it out. So it works for some people. They got to write it out where they could come back to it later on and look at it versus sometimes, we think about something and we talk about it and it just slip our minds because, and we completely forget about it versus you can come back and say, you know what? Yeah, let me write this down. Let me write that down. Let me try this. Let me try it. Let me try that. So I would say planning, and not giving up. Because a lot of people, they're like, man, I was just doing, I'm like, no, we're not going to, this is going to be over sooner or later. It will be. So I'm not going to let it affect me too much. I'm going to try and do the best I can.
To add to that, what advice would you give to DJs specifically who, you have to get creative in this. And I think that I was funny. I was talking to one of my DJ friends just last night. We were speaking about how some DJs, this is a hobby. It's a hobby. Mm-hmm. And then there's others that this is a craft and it's a part of the craft. So just to DJs in specific, what encouragement or advice would you give to those who are either, they're used to being in the party, so they don't have a club and they lost their creative juices, or that they, just to expand and things like that, just seasoned wisdom. What can you say to these DJs?
I would say never stop promoting yourself. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how long you've been in the game. Never stop promoting yourself. Because again, you just never know. You might wind up if you're a seasoned DJ, you might wind up finding a new artist now that you can work with that can blow up and make you $1 trillion. But anyway you put it, you still have to keep working. You still have to promote yourself. Even if you're on Instagram, hi everybody, whatever. If you got to put up a nice post, what you got to do, you still have to promote yourself. Like usually everything I have around me have marked the spot, from my shirt to my phone to my business cards, different things like that. And I always tell people, promote yourself, especially in this pandemic right now. We all know going on live trying to DJ, they trying to shut that down because of artist rights and things like that. So it hurts, in that aspect. But what don't hurt is promoting yourself. always to the fullest, even for new DJs. I'm not gonna know you, but if you promote yourself and I catch a glimpse, I'm like, well, who is? He just got some sneakers out. He just got this business card out. He got a dope T-shirt. He got. It caught my attention, you know. So I'm like, you know what? Let me see if I can put him on to this, or let me see if he's actually good. If he's know how to DJ first, and then we go from there. You know, but promoting yourself—that's the main thing. And I always tell my DJs, promote yourself. Don't never stop promoting yourself. It'll help you. Trust me.
Okay, cool.
And don't give up. Don't give up, because DJs be like, man, I ain't got no followers. Ain't nobody like that. Don't give up. You might be better than some of the DJs that been out for 50 years. I'm just being honest. You know, don't give up. You just never know.
Okay, good. That was good advice. Okay, now with Breonna Taylor and George Floyd being some of the worst parts of 2020, what encouraging perspective would you give moving forward that you would like to see with the country and what we can do?
I would love to see the country actually get back together. I almost felt like we got into a part where we're all fighting each other. Even the people you know, you're fighting them. You're like, oh, that's my friend. You're fighting them because you like that president, this person like that president. No, let's get together and let's think about the future. Let's think about what we need to build now. I'm pretty sure somebody else had this conversation way before us, and they're doing this now. You know, so I would say, yeah, I wouldn't. Like, I mean, we all know with this pandemic, and so much happened in 2020, man. I don't even know where to start at, you know? We lost a lot of people, of course. It's just sad the way it all happened. But I think if we all still come together as people, we can fix a lot of stuff. You know, we can stop a lot of things from even happening, you know? So I think we all need more unity, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
I think more unity to help.
Without getting too deep into politics, what are your thoughts on the election and the things that have taken place within this last week?
I actually like what's going on. I like Joe. I like Cameron. She's from here. She's from California. Okay. She's Indian. I'm Indian. She's Jamaican. Right. I'm Jamaican.
Let's go.
So I'm all right with that. I was like, cool. And then you know what? We have a sister in the house, and I'm like, yes. Yeah, we needed that. We all know you need a sister to get things done. Let's be for real. You think it was Barack that ran this country or Michelle? Michelle. Everything had to go, but you ain't never gonna know, right. You know? But let's be for real here. You know, we know Michelle was like, no.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. I'm happy about that. And again, Joe been there 8 years. He's been there 8 years under Barack. So he knows already. He knows what we like. He knows, I won't say what we like. He knows what needs to be done, you know, to get us where we need to be. So I'd rather take my risk with him than with the guy that's in there now.
Because the way he's handling the
he's like how should I say it?
A child.
A child.
I keep saying that. Do you see how the president is throwing a tantrum right now? It's the sickest thing ever, actually.
Like, can you see your president tweeting some of the things this guy says? Like, I'm just stunned. Really I'm sick. I'm stunned. Like,
sad, but you know, I am grateful as well. Like you said, I like the way that things are going. I like the direction we're headed in. We don't know. Obviously, we have no idea what's going to take place the next 4 years or whatever to come, but it's a better feeling than what it felt with him. And, you know, it's sad. We don't even want to say his name. You know, that says a lot. That, like, we haven't claimed the president.
That guy. That's what we call him, that guy.
For dude. And we ain't. So, yeah. Okay. We saw you on the gram posted with Branson Cognac as the West Coast brand ambassador. Congratulations on that. How did that opportunity come about?
You know what? For years and years, I've always been like this walking billboard, if that makes sense.
Okay.
From t-shirts, people give me their t-shirts to wear, like when I used to do 106 in Park, to just headphones. I used to be with Monster headphones. I got my Monster speaker set up right here inside the thing. I don't know if you can see it. This on the other side. It's probably gonna block you, but anyway, you ain't gonna be able to see it the right way. But you know, I always, for some reason, I always was in a great position with a company that needed help, you know, getting people to recognize their products. And again, it started from Monster all the way to Soul Republic, all the way, I went down to, all the way, I want to say down, went to Remy Martin. I did a small tour with them and a bunch of different artists, went to different city. And people see that. So you as a company, you see that, okay, I want to see who are the movers and the shakers in each city. So you know, okay, if I'm going to New York, I know I got this person. If I'm going to Atlanta, I know I got this person. Let me see who's in Cali that's doing something similar or even better. And 50 already had his eyes on me, you know, and we partied together for years, DJ with him for years, you know, we done did 100 parties, and they came to me with it. Hey, Mark, we have this new brand, you know, we want to get it out. So we were coming to the right person. I said, let's make it happen. And ever since then, it's been magic. We got so many big things about to happen. I can't release them yet. Okay. But we got so, on top of what you saw so far, we got, oh my God. Woo-wee. So I gotta actually get you some product. What city are you in?
Well, funny you should ask. I actually just moved to Las Vegas last week. I'm from Minneapolis. I'm from Minnesota. I just moved out here, so I'm on the West Coast.
I know Minnesota. Trust me, I know Minnesota.
Yes, I've been there all my life, and now I'm here. So, you know.
All right, I gotta get you a package. I'm gonna I guess I get the information from Crystal, and then I'll send it down to you. That way, you got your own package. You got your champagne. You know, you got your cognac, and you sitting there like a boss.
Listen, don't threaten me with a good time, cause
okay.
It sounds like
I got you on that. I got you.
I'm excited for that. Cool. Speaking of moving and things of that nature, you said you've been on the West Coast now for about 20 years. What do you believe changing where you lived at has done for your career, and how do you think it would have been affected had you stayed, where were you, on the East Coast, correct?
Yeah. Okay. Well, regardless to what I learned my hustle from New York. Being in New York, being raised in New York, you know, that's how back then, that's how we raised. You gotta be raised to hustle. We're not talking about drugs, we're talking about everything. Mm-hmm. If I got a pen, I need to hustle. I used to sell newspapers. I would get up on Sundays and sell newspapers and make $30, $40 a day and be happy with it, you know? That way I got money for school, and I think that's what gave me the urge of being a hustler, as I should say. And staying in New York, I probably would have been, you know, maybe same bigger, who knows? But coming out here in the West Coast, it was an open, how should I say, it was an open slot. You know, when I got out here, I saw something big. I said, wait, I can come out here and kind of change everything. And in Hollywood nightlife, I changed it all. Yeah. Not a little bit, all of it. From, and I don't know where to start at. Like from the, you know, just to being the DJ that can put on a show and entertain people. It was like, who the hell is this guy? He came in, I left out sweating like, usually I'm just used to a DJ just playing music. You know, this guy, he talking, he got me, I'm climbing the walls. I'm like, and I think I love that. So I kind of came to another city and changed it. You know, being in New York, I probably would have been, you know, same place, bigger, who knows? But again, once I saw this opportunity and I stayed out here for a little while, I said, this is where I'm gonna finish my career at.
Cool. Who are some of your influences and why?
I have a few. Nipsey, of course. Because of himself, plus also the lyrics he says in a lot of his raps. I'm happy that people are actually starting to really listen to the words now versus listening or thinking just because this person's from here, they're bad or they're bad influences. No, just because you're from a bad area don't mean you're a bad influence. Nipsey, I would say, is one for sure. 50, I would say, is definitely one for sure. His hustling and everything. That man, he's about his business. He does 4 million things in one day. I don't know how he do it. Shout out my boy Renee. Him, I would say, I got a few people. You know, everybody I ever worked with, really. Prince, of course. You know, even Prince told me one day, he was like, "Mark, you're gonna make it. And you're gonna make it far." And that meant a lot coming from me, like from him. You know, it kind of hit me in my chest. And I'm like, man, for him to tell you that, like, it's big. So between him, yeah, Nipsey, I would say, 50, of course. Yeah, those been. I'll leave it at that with them. I can name 1,000 more.
Love or hate person, and something about 50 Cent. I just love him.
Love and hate, because he will get on, you know, he get on my damn nerves too.
I love it, and I'll be like, hate it or love it, hate it or love it. He said
hate it or love it, right?
Seriously though, I love
But
him.
deep down though, he cool, man. Really cool dude, man, about his business, you know what I mean? But then you got the other side of him that we all know.
I think I had to unfollow him on a social media stream of some sort, but it was for my better good. You know, it was like I still love him. I just couldn't watch what he was saying. That's all.
I promise
I
you
was
guys.
inspired by him. I just couldn't follow him. That's all.
Yeah, he'll drive you crazy. Trust me, he'll drive you crazy.
What is next for DJ Mark the Spot?
Next for DJ Mark the Spot is again, I'm gonna open up a couple different businesses. I got my eyes on here. Again, I'm not gonna release them yet, but I'm speaking to a few different people I'm getting ready to go into business with, and we're gonna open up a couple of restaurants, and I'm gonna open up some nightclubs once they give me the green light on it. We all know everything that's going on right now. So I gotta kind of, I have my eyes on it now, and I'm looking into it, working on it, but it's not much I can really do, only because of the pandemic. That part, besides that, might go off into the producer end later on. Not sure yet. My fiance produces, I ain't supposed to tell.
Okay.
She's getting there.
Okay.
What else? Another thing is this, what a lot of people have been asking me, because, videos is my thing too. So I think I want to go off into the directing thing. I'm going to start, looking into that more, only because everything I've been noticing for the last maybe about 4 or 5 months, I've been detailing my videos and like letting all my video guys that shoot me, or if I'm shooting for something else, I'm telling them what to do. And I'm like, they're like, you might as well just be the director. I said, that's what it sounds like to me.
Good idea.
So I think I'm gonna drift off in that. You never know. You might see a power episode, directed by Mark the Spot. You never know. I mean, hey, I like to talk things into existence,
Evolution.
Yeah, you just never know.
There's nothing wrong with that. Is there anything else that you want to leave with your fans, with your viewers, before we wrap it up at all?
Besides, again, like I was telling, DJs, besides promoting themselves and, don't quit, I mean, again, we all know this is not something that happens overnight. So I wouldn't quit, because you can lose out on so much, so again, keep promoting yourself, of course, keep a good spirit, I would say, believe in God is what I do. I pray. Again, you just never know what might happen, especially when you got a lot of good around you. Trust me, when you wake up to good around you, you go to sleep with good around you, you're gonna feel good.
Yes, manifest good energy, good stuff. It's important, especially right now. It's funny, like, you have to create that for yourselves. A lot of people don't understand, like, peace is created. You have to search that. It was interesting here. I always do this. I go on these little rants, whatever. But when in moving, that was one of the things I was like, this last week has been kind of trying. It hasn't really set in that I picked up and moved my whole life and have transitioned. And I had to really tell myself, like, you have to break through and you have to find that peace wherever you at. Like, it's not where you're at, it's who you are. You have to, like, bring that out. And I was like, okay, well, let me figure out what demons I gotta break through while I'm out here in Vegas and get my peace, because I gotta create.
You will. And I'll hook you up with everybody I know in Vegas.
Oh man,
everybody.
Listen, this was the right conversation to have today.
Yeah, I got you from the DJs to the casino, anything you need in Vegas. I got people all through there.
Oh man. Okay, well, cool. On the interview side, I got everything that I need, obviously, but definitely I appreciate you. We appreciate you at UrbanBridgez.
Thank you for having me.
Going forward, we wish you all the success, because you actually have, like, a really long career, and it sounds like you're not stopping no time soon. So we wish you all the success and then more. And I can't wait to continue to connect with you, because it's happening. So
we're gonna need another 2 more interviews at least.
Oh, that's late. All
right. Deal. And you got your package, I promise. I'm gonna get that together as well too.
I'm gonna definitely reach out to him and we'll set all this up, but I'll be obviously speaking to you again very soon.
Perfect. Thank you. Have a blessed day, and thanks for having me.